Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Umitri Safitri. I'm from class Management 24C with NPM 24113A. On this occasion, I will explain introductory management material. Okay, let's get straight to leadership. Definition of leadership. As mentioned in the previous section, leadership is part of the command or mobilization function in running an organization or company. The effectiveness of the goals to be achieved is largely determined by the role of manager and manager. Managers are the group of people who are most responsible for the process and retreat of a company. Therefore, the leadership of people who have authority as superior is becoming increasingly important. Success in achieving the goals of an organization depends not only on the performance of human resources, the availability of financial resources, teamwork through mutual motivation and dedication, but also on how managers carry out their function as director and administrator. There are three aspects that govern leadership: people, influence, and purpose. In this case, leadership arises among people, involves the use of influences on influence, and is used to achieve goals. Influence here reflect the lack of passivity in the relationship between the people involved. This influence will help you achieve your goals. Therefore, leadership can be defined as the ability to influence people to achieve organizational goals. DAF 2 option 3. Leadership is the art of influencing people and guiding them to achieve goals. Leadership and leader are an inseparable role in the process of achieving effective goals. Leadership acts as a process and leader act as the center of the problem. Effective leadership is usually reflected in great leader. If an organization is led by a leader who does not have good management skill, the leadership of the organization will not be effective. Next, leader definition. Below are expert definition of leader and leadership. Number one, according to Fedler, a leader is a person who acts as an assignor or leader in group, coordinate the activity of the group involved, and assumes primary responsibility. According to him, in organization there is a clear division between the party entrusted with the work, or supervision, and the person entrusted with the work, subordinate. A person who separates himself from his group and becomes a leader is someone who has traits such as dignity, power, authority, special abilities, and status. And number two, according to Davis, leadership is the ability to enthusiastically persuade others to achieve predetermined goals. Therefore, leadership is the ability to persuade others to work hard to achieve organizational goals that has been set. Number three, according to Terry and Frankie, leadership is the ability of a person or leader to influence others to accomplish various intellect tasks in order to achieve the goals that the leader or group wants to achieve, which increases the willingness to work together to achieve goals. This definition tends to emphasize the relationship between those who have influence or leader and those who are influenced or subordinate. Based on the above opposition, leaders can be seen as people who have the authority to assign tasks and the ability to influence subordinate through good relational patterns to achieve goals. And next, function and property. Below are five leadership function proposed by Sondang P. Siagan. Number one, steering function. Every organization must have a goals to be achieved both long term, medium term, and short term. This goal can be achieved through collaboration led by the leader. In the case, the administrator can manage its resources efficiently without regard to its limitation, provide clear direction to achieve its organization goals, and ensure all available equipment and infrastructure are used optimally. The directions referred to here are contained in the strategies and tactic development by the organization. Number two, spokesperson role. This role requires the leader to act as a liaison between the organization and stakeholders such as shareholder, supplier, distributor, and the government. This role is very important considering the every organization absolutely needs to have of other stakeholders to survive. By maintaining the relation itself, stakeholder can correctly perceive the image of the misunderstanding about the direction of the organizational pressure. The implication of this feature is that managers need to understand not only how strategic policies are developed, but also the various other decisions made by lower level manager. In fact, managers should also have a good knowledge of the various activities of the organization. This knowledge allows us to provide the explanation needed to achieve various goals. Next, number three, RC, communication function. Communication in the delivery of messages from one party to another. A communication is considered valid if the that the sender wants to convey is received and interpreted by the recipient of the message. As communicator, leader must be able to communicate to their subordinate the various goals, strategies, and action that need to be taken. And number four, or D, mediator function. Various conflict and difference of interest is an organization require the presence of manager who can solve various problems that arise. Managers should not prolong conflict and should always try to resolve them. When leaders fail to respond to conflict, their image is tarnished and public confidence in their leadership can be weakened or even destroyed. It is important for managers to be able to communicate conflict and problem in a rational, objective, and natural manner. And number five, integrator function. Definition of task, distribution of funds, power, and energy, as well as the need for specialist knowledge and skill can lead to fragmentation of attitude, behavior, and action, and integrator are especially needed at the top of the hierarchies are carried out. Here the leader acts as an integrator. Basically, every manager is an integrator with different areas of responsibility, regardless of the hierarchical position in the respective organization. In the context, There tend to be a positive relationship between an individual high position in the organizational hierarchy hierarchy and the importance of the leader role as an integrator. That is, the higher the position in the organizational hierarchy, the more important the role. Leadership, leadership can be analyzed by examining the traits and characteristics of leader. This method is based on the assumption that there are people who are born to be leaders. Such a person usually possesses many characteristics that make him or her a successful leader, regardless, regardless of the situation. By comparing the various characteristics of violent leader, we can deduce some important characteristics of natural leader. Okay, below are some of the traits and characteristics of successful leadership. Okay, number one, good character and moral. For a leader to be trusted by his subordinate and people outside the organization, he must have good character and moral. They are the reflection of their subordinate and the source of their identity, motivation, and spirit. And number two, desire to serve as subordinate. Leader must trust their subordinate, listen to their opinion, and be willing to help them develop their skill to advance their career. And number three, understanding environmental condition. A leader must not only be aware of what is happening around him, but also has sufficient understanding to be able to assess two different conditions of the organization and it is subordinate. And number four, leader high intelligence. Leader need high level thinking skill. We must be able to analyze problem effectively, learn quickly, and have a strong interest in exploring and gaining knowledge. Number five, future-oriented leader must have good vision, intuition, and foresight in order to identify early on the possibilities of the organization they lead. And number five, open and straightforward attitude. Leader must pay attention to the latest innovation and fact, but also be honest and consistent with the opinion they believe in. Leader must be willing to update always or working to ensure organizational effectiveness and efficiency. To successfully lead an organization, a leader must possess certain leadership traits: fire, honest, true, sincere, firm, generous, pious, humble, and kind. The success of one leadership depends on the extent to which he possesses leadership trait and characteristic and the extent to which he is able demonstrated to appropriate characteristic to deal with different situations, time, and space. Okay, next. Leader and leadership theory. Leader and leadership are determined by structural position, but this does not guarantee that they are able to exercise proper leadership. On the other hand, in operational management, there are relational leaders, people who are actively involved in their team, have innovative ideas, and have the initiative to make positive change. Samiko 2013. Leadership theories, according to Fred Lutens, suggest that there are four theories regarding leadership. Namely, number one, trait theory. This theory focuses on aspects of personality such as intellectualization, emotion, physical status or act, height, weight, and other personal characteristics. This theory focuses on two aspects, leadership behavior and leadership style. The first aspect emphasizes the role played by the leader in the group. For a group function, especially a person must fulfill two main roles. A. Task which involves providing solution, information, and opposition, or function related on problem solving. B. Group maintenance or social function include anything that helps a group function more smoothly, communicating with other groups, resolving disputes, and so on. The second aspect of the behavior leadership approach focuses on the leader's style in relation to subordinate. And number two, behavioral theory describes specific behavior, the differentiator leader and non-leader. Ohio State University study. The university study was led by Mr. Fleischmann and his colleagues. Fleischmann and his colleagues, the program led to the development of a two-factor theory of leadership. Many studies separated two elements of leadership called structuring and considering. Sarifudi, 2004. Leader and leadership theory. Structure involves behavior in which leader and to organize and relation with the group, establish clear communication pattern and channel, and explain the correct way to perform tasks. Leader would tend to create a high degree of structure, focus, and goal result. B. Consideration include behavior that express friendship, mutual trust, respect from, and communication between leader and their subordinate. Respect leader emphasize the importance of open communication and participation. Number three, contingency theory. An approach to leadership in which the leader understands his or behavior, the characteristic of his subordinate, and the situation before applying a particular leadership style. The approach requires managers to have their niche skill in human behavior. And then number four, transformational theory. Leadership theory has development in many different directions, including transformation leadership. Transformational leadership is a style that is used depending on factors such as the situation, employers, mission, organization, and other environmental variables. There are four basic elements of transformational leadership: inspiration, intellectual simulation, and personalized attention. Okay, that's all the explanation of the material that I can convey. And I will end in here. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.